And by definition, you restricting access to media means you're restricting the people's access to information on private candidates. You know, you're wrong on campaign. You know we're running a legitimate campaign. And yes, we don't have the big money because we're not for sale like these guys. So, I mean, don't you feel like it's a disservice?
Well, you can access the media every day you want. You can anyone can go off and come in. You can speak to the boards.
Well, Rick, so if I have access to the media every day, how about today? How about right now? You have the opportunity. You have the opportunity to provide the people of Florida another option in this election. Let's do that. Let me in. How many of those are right? I'll answer the question. 12. So there's a total of 6 people on there. Out of those, there's only 3, or actually the Republican, the Democrat, and the Libertarian that are actively campaigning. I'm the only candidate in this race who has already won a primary. I'm the only candidate in this race that is guaranteed to be on the general election ballot. How can you legitimately tell the people of Florida that I don't merit a few minutes opportunity to answer the questions?
Well, I know that the media is very open to you. And
you're not. If you say the media is open to me at any time, then allow me in today.
This is a trade industry, private country for members. Yes,
correct.
But we don't have enough. We have a full program. We're trying.
Well, wait a second. You have a scenario where Charlie Crist and Rick Scott were supposed to be on. Rick Scott refused to review. We already have that situation. Let me go.
Well, it's not a debate. It's not about having an understand. And we were informed weeks ago to change our program board. We have a lot of educational programs, again, for the members about industry changes, what we need to do.
I tell you what. If I can get Charlie on the phone right now, and if he agrees to sit down with me, will you let me in?
The problem is, we set the criteria initially.
Okay.
It would not be fair to
you have
other candidates.
Wait a second.
We'll let you in because you're here.
Have any of the other candidates reach out to you wanting to agree? Okay. Let me ask you this. Let's go back to the question. If I get Charlie on the phone right now, because he's going to be, Charlie Crist is going to be speaking to the audience. If I get him on the phone right now, he agrees that I should be on that stage.
This is not going to risk this. This is a private business. It's not about that.
Do you not understand that, the Libertarian, third party, we're not going to miss out. But don't you feel that the media has an obligation, and you, as the president of the Florida Press Association, have an obligation to ensure that the people of Florida get to hear every legitimate voice in this election?
And I know that we do that. Our newspapers are open to you every day. And they would welcome you coming in over there.
Actually, no, but they don't. And that's the problem. Because you've established a criteria.
Tell me which one is not.
Virtually every newspaper in the state of Florida. In fact, are there any others here that would like to talk about?
I'm sure that probably would.
Great. Give me the opportunity to go and see.
Well, there is right now, there's an awards program.
Okay, so would you allow me to go with it very quickly?
You can, certainly, you can go direct to the exhibition hall and talk with them in the break. That's where they're all going. There's nothing on at 2 o'clock.
Okay. All right. But under no circumstances, what you're saying, under no circumstances are you going to allow me to speak from the stage to the crowd.
I am the president of the trade association. Representing this point, it is a consensus that we're going to follow the criteria that we set.
Did your organization hold a vote on this consensus? So essentially, you made the decision.
Well, the committee who set this program.
Okay.
But again, you have access to me. I do know.
I don't have access to you. There's the newspapers, and I called multiple newspapers. The Tampa Bay Times, that is has not mentioned my name once. He knows me well. I've appeared on
Have you
television.
asked to talk to him?
Yes,
And he will not talk.
Yeah. So
As
there's
a
your
friend, I'll call and ask him.
We do that. But there's just one example. There's dozens and dozens of others. So for you to say that I have access to the media, you know that's disingenuous. You know that I don't have access to the media. And the reason that I don't have
I
access
believe you do have access. I spent a lot of my life overseas, and people don't have access to the media overseas like we do here in this country. We have a wonderful country. I know you love this country just like I do. And I know you love the democracy that we all stand for.
Well, we actually have a republic, not a democracy.
You're right, stand correct.
All right.
But we can't help you. You can't. Our press center downtown Tallahassee is open to the public. You can walk in and talk to any of the captain.
Really?
I know that.
You know what happens if I walk into one of those locations? I get to hand my card to the receptionist, and they say someone will get back to you. And the reason that is
There's
because
no receptionist in those offices. My office was there until 3 months ago.
the reason that is, and I can tell you that's happened to me on dozens of occasions. The reason that is because the Florida Press Association, Florida Society of Newspapers, has set a criteria, and the criteria is about money.
It is. Money is a small portion. You could have qualified if you had reached 12% in any recognized independent poll, including the margin of error. Or you could have been approved by having $250,000.
That's not correct. For a minor party candidate, a candidate with a less than 5% of the vote, it was $250,000 was the mark.
Right, that's what I said. $250,000. Last campaign. What?
So it's about money. So $250,000 is the money. Now, for a candidate like myself who's not for sale to the special interests and not for sale to the crony corporates, I can't meet that benchmark. Though I've had thousands of people contribute to my campaign, the average donation is a very small donation.
I think you're more interested in sound bites than a real conversation.
No, I'm interested in getting in there and talking to the media, which you're denying me the ability to do.
I'm not denying you access to the media.
Then I can go in. Is that what you're saying?
This is a private function and an awards function.
We're talking in circles here.
Yeah.
So the bottom line is you were not going to let me in there under any circumstances because I did not meet the arbitrary fundraising criteria that you set.
Not because of the fundraising. If you had reached 12%, so let's say even in a poll, if you had reached 8% with a 4% margin of error,
Okay.
you would have been involved.
It's ironic because I've reached 6% with a 4% margin of error. So I reached that, and yet all of a sudden the bar is 8%. Seems to be a moving target, doesn't it? There seems to be a concerted effort to ensure that only the Republican and Democrat candidate are heard. And I can tell you, Dean, this is going to backfire. This is why that your circulation of all your newspaper editors in there and all the publishers in there, this is why their circulation is disappearing. This is why the ratings for local news is dying off. And this is why the social media and the alternative media is growing so rapidly, because you are no longer providing the people with what they want, and they want to hear alternative voices. And Dean, you and I have known each other for a while. You know that I am a serious candidate. You know I'm a legitimate candidate. You know that I'm not some kook out there. I'm someone with a serious platform and serious ideas. But yet you set these arbitrary conditions to prevent me from being able to.
You guys said arbitrary conditions. I'd love if you were.
Well, then if they're not arbitrary, what scientific data are they based on?
It was based on, okay, does a candidate have a chance to win the election?
Which is a judgment call, hence arbitrary.
Sure it is. Sure it is. Yeah. It is arbitrary. And it's not a perfect science.
Let me ask you this: there's going to be, a total of, let's say, 6 candidates on the ballot. What would it have hurt to put 6 chairs on the stage? What damage could that have possibly caused? What problem could it have been to let those voices be heard?
I'm not going to argue this one. You need to get back in and make sure everything's going as it should go. You are welcome to join us as our guest. Have some coffee and dessert with us. And if you want to talk to the editors,
I can't be bought off that easily.
You have access to the media.
Well,
it's you're not closed. The fact that you're not invited to a private event does not mean you don't have access to the media.
Dean,
and I know that publishers have reached out to you.
No, they have not. No, they have not.
Yeah. My understanding, they have reached out.
Dean, you're doing the people of Florida a great disservice. And in the long run, it's going to cost a lot of your publisher business. So just keep in mind. Please at least make an announcement that I'm in the lobby and I'm available.
Well, again, you can do it yourself. They'll be going into the exhibition hall in the next 10 minutes. So you're welcome to.
I will be there.
All right.
It's unfortunate, but good to see you.
And I wish you the best.
Thank you. All right. Well, I guess we'll go to the exhibition hall. See, I told you that was good.